Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Buzz Lightyear statue. Here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin by placing 8 purple concrete in a row on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On top of this, place an entire row of lime concrete. For the next row, left to right, place a white concrete, 2 lime, 2 white, 2 lime, 1 white. For the next row, an entire row of white concrete. For the next row, a lime concrete, 2 white, 2 lime, 2 white, 1 lime. For the next row, 1 white, 2 lime, 2 white, 2 lime, 1 white. For the next row, place 3 entire rows of white concrete, so 1, 2, 3, and we can just fill these in, left to right or right to left, however you want to do it. For the next row, place 3 white concrete, 1, 2, 3, 2 light grey, 1, 2, 3 white, 1, 2, 3. For the next row, 2 white, 4 light grey concrete, 2 white. For the next row, 1 white, 6 light grey, and then 1 white. And finally, place an entire row of light grey concrete. For the next row, place an entire row of lime concrete. For the next row, place an entire row of black concrete. For the next row, place 1 purple, 6 white concrete, and then 1 purple. For the next row, place 1 white, 1 purple, 4 white concrete, 1 purple, 1 white. For the next row, 1 white, 6 lime concrete, and then 1 white. For the next row, an entire row of lime concrete. For the next row, 1 blue, 1 yellow, 1 red, 2 lime, 2 red, 1 lime. And then for the next row, place the exact same row. So we just want to copy every single block. For the next row, place 3 lime, 2 purple, 3 lime. For the next row, place 2 lime, 1 light grey, and now we need to grab the white terracotta and place 2 white terracotta, 1 light grey, and then 2 lime. For the next row, place an entire row of light grey concrete. And there we have the front of the statue, or at least the front of the statue minus the arms, which we are about to make. So, for the arms, ladies and gentlemen, these begin on the left and right sides of this row of light grey concrete that we just placed, and we once again have to grab the black concrete, which I'm going to substitute for the white terracotta. So, first of all, extend the light grey concrete here. I'm going to do the right side first. Place a row of 2 black concrete, 1, 2, followed by 2 light grey concrete, 1, 2. Underneath this, left to right, place a black concrete, and then 3 light grey. Underneath that, place the same, so 1 black concrete, 3 light grey, and then an entire row of light grey concrete, 3 rows of white, so 1, 2, 3, then a row of lime, then underneath this, place 2 lime, and then 2 white concrete. Underneath that, an entire row of white. Underneath that, 1 white, 2 light grey, 1 white. And finally, underneath this, 1 white, 1 light grey, 2 white. Just like so. And we actually want to make the exact same thing on the opposite side, but mirrored of course. So first of all, we'll place 2 black concrete extending out, 1, 2, and then 2 light grey, 1, 2. Underneath this, going from left to right, place 3 light grey, 1, 2, 3, followed by a black concrete, and we want to repeat that onto the next row also. Then underneath this, an entire row of light grey, and then 3 rows of white concrete, so that would be 1, 2, and 3. Underneath that, an entire row of lime, and then underneath that, 2 white concrete, 2 lime. Underneath that, an entire row of white concrete, and then white concrete, 2 light grey, white concrete, and then finally 2 white concrete, 1 light grey, 1 white. And that will give us something which should look exactly like this. So the next thing that we're going to do is work on the back of the statue. So we'll come all the way down to the bottom, and we'll extend the bottom of the statue backwards by 3 rows. So 1, 2, 3, and we are using the purple concrete for this. On the back of the statue, ignoring the sides, the connective parts, we want to first of all place 5 rows of white concrete. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is extending up the back row of the statue. So just from the bottom, coming all the way up to the top here, 5 rows of white. We then want to place 2 rows of black concrete. So that would be 1 and then 2. Then an entire row of white concrete after this. Then left to right on top of this, we want to place 3 white concrete, 1, 2, 3, 2 light grey, and then 3 white concrete. Then 2 white concrete, 4 light grey, 2 white concrete, 1 white concrete, 6 light grey, 1 white concrete. Then this is where things get a tad bit different. So place 3 grey concrete, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 light grey concrete, 1, 2, and then 3 grey concrete. We then want to place black concrete on top of the grey concrete and white concrete on top of the light grey. We then want to place yellow concrete on top of the black concrete and then purple on top of the white. We then want to place white concrete on top of the yellow concrete and then purple on top of the purple. And then here's where things start getting a bit different again. We want to place a red concrete, 2 white, 2 purple, 2 white, 1 red. Then for the next row, 1 white, 2 lime green, 2 purple, 2 lime green, 1 white. For the next row, place a red concrete, 2 lime, 2 white, 2 lime, 1 red. For the next row, 1 white, 2 lime, 2 white, 2 lime, 1 white. For the next row, 3 lime, 2 white, 3 lime. Then for the next row, place 3 lime, 2 purple, 3 lime. And then for the next row, place 3 lime, 2 white, 3 lime. And finally, place an entire row of light grey concrete. Nice and easy. So the next thing that we are going to do is copy the arms onto the back of the statue as well. This is incredibly simple. All we have to do is pretty much just look at the front of the statue, copy the detail that we have there directly onto the back, and you can't really go too far wrong. So we just want to literally every single detail, just copy it on, and boom, there you go. On the opposite side here, we're going to do the same thing, as the arms are of course symmetrical. So all of the white, all of the light grey, all of the lime, extending all the way up to the top of the shoulder with a little bit of black as well, just here in the corner. That's perfect. So for the back of the statue, I would actually recommend that you make it a little bit 3D because it does kind of like improve it. The back at the moment kind of looks like one of the aliens from Ben 10. But we can change that. We can actually turn it into a jetpack. So if you copy the same blocks that I'm doing, so first of all, if we start from the dark grey at the bottom of the build, and we kind of extend every single block above that dark grey outwards, extending all the way up to the top where we have the lime green, then that's a really good start. That is one of the rockets for the jetpack. And then once you have finished extending every single one of those blocks outwards, just one block, you don't have to do it any more than that, then we can do the opposite side and we can have the exact same thing. And then what I'm going to recommend is that you extend this row of white concrete just in between them towards the top like this. And I think that that helps to kind of like unmuddy what we are trying to do on the back. And there you go, it's a pretty cool jetpack. So moving on to the sides of the statue now, it's actually ever so slightly more complicated than we would usually do on the side of the statue. So if we start down at the bottom here and first of all place a row of white concrete at the bottom. We then want to place 2 rows of lime concrete, followed by 2 rows of white concrete, 2 rows of light grey, and then place white concrete extending all the way up to the top of the leg. The bottom of the hand wants to get filled in with the same blocks that are on the front and the back of the statue. Moving up the side of the arm, we simply want to connect the white concrete together, the lime concrete together, the light grey concrete together, and then finally as we get up to the top, the light grey and the little bit of black. And that's all you have to do for the actual side of the statue. So it's really, really easy to do. There's not like an insane amount of detail, but at the bottom we can just copy straight off that side, but it's a row of white concrete, 2 rows of lime, 2 rows of white, 2 rows of light grey, with white extending all the way up the side of the statue. We then want to fill the bottom of the hand in using the same blocks that are on the front and the back of it, and that's pretty much it. Just move all the way up to the top of the shoulder, which we will be doing the exact same procedure for, and boom, there we go. That's perfect. Oh, you could also add like a little nod to the fact that Buzz, of course, has a laser. So on the side of the statue, on the right side, I do believe his right arm, you may want to add a little bit of red concrete just underneath that band of lime, and that kind of shows the laser. But anyway, now that we have done that, we can move on to the head section. The head section is really, really easy, but it does require some different materials, and not too many of them at all. We'll need some light grey concrete, we'll need the glass, we'll need the white terracotta, purple concrete, white concrete, and light blue concrete. So, all the way up at the top here, on the top of the statue, where we have the row of light grey concrete sandwiched in between the black, we want to place this sequence of blocks. Well, first of all, just an entire row of purple concrete actually will do just to start us off. So an entire row of purple on top of the light grey. Extend that one row forwards, and then for the next row, place purple concrete on the end with white terracotta in between. We then want to place 2 entire rows of white terracotta on top of that row, like this. For the next row, white terracotta, white concrete, light blue concrete, 2 white terracotta, light blue concrete, white terracotta. We then want to copy that row onto the next one, so all of the white, all of the light blue. We then want to place an entire row of white terracotta on top of this. For the next row, purple concrete, 6 white terracotta, purple concrete, and then finish up by placing just an entire row of purple concrete. And that is the head, essentially. So all we have to do from this point onwards here, it's incredibly simple. We extend the top of the head backwards by 7 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, using the purple concrete, and you can fill these in any way that you like. I'm just going to extend from front to back just like this, go row by row rather than just like across. We then want to extend the corners of the 7th row down and then forwards to connect to the front of the statue. So we just want to extend the corners backwards and then down and together, and then we can just fill the entire head, the remaining part of the head, in using purple concrete. And that is pretty much it for Buzz's head? Or is it, as once the head has been complete, what I'm going to recommend that you do is underneath the head on the front and the back, place a row of light grey concrete, extend it outwards an additional row on the left and right, then extend the light grey concrete forwards until it overhangs the front of the head by 2 rows like this, extend the corner blocks upwards, and then do the same on the back. So on the back we want a row of light grey concrete that is 1 row longer on both the left and right sides, and the light grey concrete wants to overhang the back of the head by 2 rows. The corners want to get extended upwards, and then these same corner blocks we can place glass on them, and we want to place glass until it overhangs the top of the head by 2 rows like this, and forming a cube around Buzz's head, we want to give him a helmet. And that's pretty much all there is to it. It's going to look really, really cool once it has been made. And I have left this point until last because you might not want to give him a helmet. I think it looks really cool. I think it accentuates the statue. But you can very easily leave this off by just not completing this part of the statue. That's why I left it until last. If you just do every single other step other than this one, well, you'll still have completed it and you'll still have a really cool statue. So, completely up to you. But once this has been filled in with glass, ladies and gentlemen, that will be the statue 100% fully completed. And that is the end of this tutorial, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please do remember to like and subscribe. Click that little bell next to the subscription button. That will ensure that you get all my videos sent directly to your sub box. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.